Most founders who try Claude CoWork give up in a week, not because it does not work, because nobody explained right. After this video and a little bit of practice, you'll never need to watch another Claude CoWork video again. Fundamentals to advanced, all of it right here. Here is where we start. Most people open CoWork and type a question like it is chatbot to get a wall of text back and think, okay, this is all. Then they close it. This is a single reason why people say Claude CoWork is underwhelming, even though it's super powerful. The first concept is, what is Claude CoWork and what is the difference between chat and CoWork? Regular Claude, the chat you already know, is a brain. You ask, it thinks, it talks back smart, but it does nothing. You still do all the work, and especially you have to wait every time it does work. Claude CoWork, on the other hand, is the same brain with hands. It reaches into your actual files, your folders, your browser, MCP, your email, Notion, all of your agents if you have. You come back to a finished thing, and with scheduled task, you don't have to wait. That is the biggest difference between these two. Brain versus brain with hands. And if you are unsure about how should I understand about Claude, the best resource is Claude official documents. They are very good at documentation, so you can always come back to their official documentation. They're the source of the truths and check them out. What is Claude CoWork? The same agentic architecture that powers Claude Code for desktop style. And here, key capability, as I said, they have local file access, self-agent coordination, long-running tasks we understand a little bit better. So if CoWork has hands, you have to stop talking to it like it has only brain. There are two ways to ask for something. What's the difference? The chat was a task first. Your mindset is you are giving some of the task. Review my lead list and recommend a follow-up priority order. You get the advice probably, but from there you have to do it again. On the other hand, on the right side is outcome first, saying CoWork, I have 60 inbounds replies. Classify each as interested, not now, not interested. For every interest, write a recommendation next action and put those output as CSV sorted by priority in your Notion, in your Excel spreadsheets, or your database with scheduled tasks, which I will teach you how to do it. You walk away. After a few moments later, the work is done. Not advised. The same tool, same model, but completely different outcome, and it will save you significant time. Still, this one, use it every time. And you don't have to be clever about this one. There is a formula I use very often, and people ask me a lot. Still, this, what I have, where it is, finished thing, quality bar. What we can do here is I have 40 prospect research PDF in my list folder. Give me an Excel with the company name, headcount, funding stage, ICP fit scoring 1 to 5, flag missing info as verified. Dissect each part of it. Here is what I have is what you were giving to Claude CoWork. In this case here, we are having the files in this folder. We touch this what I have, where it is. And finishing is the basically main job deliverables. So give me an Excel with this format, and you can put quality bar, format rules, how it should look like, what fields should be saved, and when you say verify or non-verify, what is your criteria? Let me mix up a little bit. And what if we are scraping viral posts in LinkedIn? Then what you can do is I have a Amplify actor in MCP, and from there you search in LinkedIn content retrievers. Then the deliverable is figure out all the viral posts, and here is my quality var. For me, viral means like 500 likes or 200 comments. You can put it there. And from there, you can say, after filtering out all those criteria I gave you, then save in this way. Save the content title, save the content body, and summary, and what are the things you can copy or you can steal from there to serve your audience better. And this way, most cases you can put into this formula. This will give you a great starting point. Number one reason people mess up with their first session with Claude CoWork is they give it access to their entire computer and they panic when it starts moving things. We're not doing that. In this module, I'm going to walk you through the exact same setup that lets CoWork run freely without touching anything you care about. It's just going to take 10 minutes, one sandbox guardrails on. Step by step, the first step is download Claude Desktop app. Claude CoWork is only available in the app. And the second one is create CoWork Playground folder. So let's say if you're using Mac, go to Documents, go to Downloads folder, and create a new folder and point CoWork. How to do that? Here is when you are setting up here like this, and you can choose a different folder. In this way, click this one this is my notes and open it up this way. And here allow Cloud to change files in this notes app. Then if I say allow, then it will allow all the editing, deleting, creating new files. If you're unsure about this folder, make sure to create a completely new one. Once you allow this one, this becomes your own sandbox, and Claude CoWork will not touch anything out of this sandbox. And now we can add one more layer of protection. So go to Settings here, and if you click CoWork, you can have Glover instruction here. And you can add it. So before deleting, overwriting, or reading any existing file, show me exactly what will change and wait for my confirmation. Always work only inside the folder I point you to. When a task has multiple steps, list your plans first and wait for my go ahead. Flag anything you are unsure about as verify instead of guessing. At the end of the task, tell me what changed, where the output is. In this way, we are adding another layer of safety, especially for deleting. People say that, oh, out of sudden it deleted my files and it's permanently gone. I don't know, like Claude sucks. Just having this safe guardrail in this way, then CoWork will follow this instruction all the time. A little more settings here. Go to Capabilities and enable both memory features. This is how CoWork remembers things between sessions. So if you think a Claude CoWork or Claude CoWork always forgets what has been done, this is how CoWork remembers things between sessions. And another one is load the tools when needed. This way, CoWork will not load every tools before it starts working and consuming all of your tokens. Only use it when it needs. And we can go back to our Claude CoWork and we're ready to play with it. You're all set up. Now, let us make you feel it. A great use case I found here is you probably use Obsidian or different things for saving your notes, right? I have some of the clipping folders. And this folder is all about I got inspiration from X, LinkedIn, or some of the newsletter. In addition to my scout agents where it checks all the virality from competitors or from my niche, but this one is manually I collected many times. It's so manual, like if I have to go through all of them and check out what are the things I saved. Because basically it's so tedious. Choose a different folder, notes, and give only access to this clipping. Then allow and read all the files under this folder and summarize. This is the side note, but if you haven't set up AI second brain, I highly recommend starting right now. It's just not fancy stuff like showing this graph. Actually, I save all of my decisions, all of my notes, ideas, project file, task, and customers' complaints, all of them saving here. And then it's actually queryable from Claude or other agents so that I don't have to remember everything. That way, you're dumping out all the ideas. You can delegate these knowledge part to AI agents. So this is a side note, but I highly recommend you to set up this. I want to show you around a little bit. On the right side, we are having progress. And this progress is showing you when we are asking some goals and the progress showing you where we're at. And it only reads the files saved clippings, which I pointed to. And if it loads some MCP connection or if it loads some skills, which we already covered in the previous video, then it will pop up on the right side so that you can understand what is going on here. And it briefly shows me the things I've saved here. So Gary Tan, and he mentioned about Bot macro and two-job framework and a lead generation posting claiming BCG charged 1 million to redraw all chart for AI era, like for companies. So in this way, many times I dump the ideas and I can quickly check, is this worth it? Or is this going to be helpful for my second brain? It even checks me like this. Is it worth keeping? And keeping real knowledge, keep only if you act on them. But obviously, this is AI, and we added very vague gateway for the quality check. You have to do manually more of this one. But this way, I just want to show you how Claude CoWork is working under the hood with this easy example, but still saving you a ton of time. The other one we can do here is add folder, and I would ask desktop. And this is typical way people say, read this file, read this image, and organize for your cases. I do sometimes, but I want you to only use it as an example or when you try to get your hands dirty for the first time, because that doesn't give you many edges. For the following examples, I will show you what is the mission critical functions you can do inside Claude CoWork to save your time, make more money for your business. What we've just tried is level 1 of CoWork. You follow the rules I just taught you, and you set up Claude CoWork properly with global instructions. By the way, these instructions will be shared in our Skool community later, so make sure you can check it out. And we specify folders where Claude CoWork can only work, and we played around a little bit without adding like more layers yet, like MCPs and your skills and memory, all of that. And even we can do schedule task and live artifact to generate your own customized dashboard. We haven't gotten there, but before we get to the next level, I want to talk about this one, memory that compounds. The most important capability every session better than the rest. Here is why. Everything else CoWork can do, it does once and it is done. Memory is the only thing that makes every subsequent session better than the last because it is compounding interest on your AI. Without memory, you have a smart tool that starts from zero every time. With memory, you have a teammate that gets better the more you work together. CoWork can save files on your computers, 2 files specifically. The first file is we call claude.md, the most important documents using Claude, and you save standing rows, role preferences, app defaults, all of your preferences. Think of it as an onboarding document you'd hand a new employee on day one. And on the other hand, memory.md is what CoWork has learned about you. Every time you correct it, every time you give a new preferences while you are setting up a new task, every feedback loop you give it, it writes to this file so you remember the next time. These live in your folder you specify. They are the real text files you can read and edit, not some black box database. And for tip, keep your root claude.md under 300 lines. Shorter is more reliable. Even the creator of the Claude code, he's using very concise, simple version of claude.md. Without memory.md, it's basically you were starting over again and again with the same instructions. This can be a great practice for you to understand memory.md a little bit. Try to connect Gmail if you haven't, Or if you have some examples of your content and then copy and paste in your Claude CoWork and say, read my emails from the past months or read my content from this input, extract my tone of voice and writing style, save the patterns you found as the writing style principles in my memory. Go to here. And last time we tried this one. So I would open clipping. It took a few minutes. Basically, this folder for the safety, I gave the only folder that I'm saving the clippings of other social media or articles. And it has 8 files. And it shows that after asking some questions, I approved to proceed it. And it said it read all of them and it saved the memory.md. And I want to show you on the right side again. It has a progress bar. It has the folder we have access to, and it showed us context. And then on the right side, we can open up the memory.md tone of voice, what I'm drawn to, and here's some of the traits, voice, and everything, pricing, punctuation, vocabulary, signatures. I love this one. And how to write in this voice. It follows our instructions very well. And then you can apply same thing when your own input. I already did it, so I just used this clipping folder. Why this matters? Because if you haven't saved this one anywhere, always you start from the zero. But now you have this memory. CoWork will check this memory. That's why it gets compounded over time. So use it, and I highly recommend if you haven't set up the Obsidian or any reg systems, then set that up as well, then it can be even more powerful. Not just having some memory.amd and claude.md, you can bring more references, more context into your AI. Now we are done with all of the important things. This is the fun part. First, connect your stack. You can have many connectors. Connectors, MCPs, different names, they're all the same. But I want to use this as simple terms, connectors. Connectors is basically you are having many different software like Gmail, Notion, Stripe, Blotato, all of them. And you can check that out, customize. They have now customized skills and connectors. And many major software, they already offer all of their official MCP, or they're also providing you the manual MCP setup for your team, for you. This is the connector, and why this is important. And connectors are so convenient because previously, if you want AI to read your email, you have to copy the email and then ask them to read it and then generate the output. And you copy that again, paste into your Gmail with this MCP. It has tools where we can search emails, we can read a draft, we can generate a draft, we can even send it. Same thing with the different tools. Notion, we can read the Notion pages, views, database, and we can generate pages, update the Notion pages. So we don't have to look up their software. That is the future of software right now. Everyone doesn't have to get into software, but they can still use it inside Claude, inside the ChatGPT. This is happening now. Let's say we are testing out the Gmail. Open up new task. And here on the right side, I want you to focus on the right side. It has context now connectors. And let's say if we are using some skills together, then we can see not only connectors, but skills too. Draft using our skills about new Skool updates for Claude CoWork master course. I just want to show you how we are using multiple tools all together. And now CoWork will try to read some skills. Let's say this one. It asked me just a few questions about the task itself to clarify. After a while, it successfully generated some drafts for my new course, Claude Master Course. I was able to see the saved draft in my Gmail. So this way, you don't even have to open up the Gmail, but you just start using not only CoWork, but CoWork with MCP. And now we can use Claude CoWork, MCP, and skills all together too. And I want to give you another example. Blotato is a great tool. You can maximize your distribution for your content. And as a founder, this is so important because I don't want to make content just for one platform and it dies out. And I have while I don't want to spend like hours for one content and it doesn't get distributed to multiple platforms and losing potential opportunity to go viral and to get more visibility. I started using Blotato, and once you set that up, the MCP, now like you can use everything inside Claude. That's the superpower of Blotato. I like that. What you can do here is I love this one and I want to share this one everywhere. Then you can say, could we share this on X threads and Facebook? Once you connect all of your social accounts, you can use it. And let's see how this is going to pan out with Blotato. And I'll say schedule for later and adapt platform. Okay, recommended. This is test and Blotato for all three. Okay. Tomorrow morning, yes, no link. So after a few minutes, I saw that with just little this text, we call Blotato handles all the scheduling and adaptations for different platforms. This way, you are using Claude CoWork to not only just for a simple task, generating content and distribute it to multiple platforms using just one simple tool. And it always has, you can approve it for schedule it, or if you don't like it, you can stop. I just showed you as a demo. And the next step, so far, we set up Claude CoWork properly. We set up MCP, and I showed you a couple different options. And you can use Stripe if you want to set up some of the payment related things for your business, or you can set up Notion if you're using Notion, or if you're using Obsidian, you can set that up. Just think about your own use cases and set those up. And the next step is actually build a skill. Skill is any repetitive workflow, like you can set up as an instructions. I've actually contributed my entire time on master skill course in the previous video, so check that out. So we're going to move fast with this part. Whenever you are having same instructions again and again, you can actually wrap those up inside Claude skills and then use that Claude skill, invoke that Claude skill inside Claude CoWork. Let me show you what I mean by. Here, I have some scheduled tasks which we'll touch in a brief moment. I just said run my skills follow-up checker. And this follow-up checker knows how to check follow-ups in my sales pipeline. It checks all the database from different sources like LinkedIn, email, Skool community, and then it checks the due. And once we found the due one, we have to actually re-engage with those prospects. And what I ask in this specific CoWork schedule task is, okay, grab all of them. Now I am going to use your brain to draft the email, to draft the DM for LinkedIn. And then after that, we're going to send them out manually, or we even have a different agents take those over and then actually send a LinkedIn DM or email. Schedule task becomes a lot simpler. And even in here, you don't have to prompt a very long one or copy and paste the long prompt saved somewhere else. What I do here, just skills slash to see the skills, let's say newsletter writer and write a newsletter about this point, like this. Skills is a fundamental component in building agents and make things minimal. The reason why I said it's minimal is, let's say you don't want to use Claude CoWork at all. Now you want to move over to Claude Code. Claude Code offers routines too. And in these routines, you can set up like very similar things. Let's say you just prompt manually all of them inside a Claude CoWork instructions. Then you have to move over to here again, do it again. It's not that big of deal. But in my opinion, if you are pretty much based on the skills, then I can set them like follow up with using our follow-up checker skills. Then actually routines that can read these skills under the Claude folder and then work for us. So it's going to be much portable. That's why I put a lot of emphasis on the Claude skills. Then another tip here is just think about the skill as a step-by-step guide. How would you teach your intern if you have to delegate one of your main tasks? Thinking that way, then you will see some of the steps. Once you have the steps, wrap it inside Cloud Skills and then use it, try it, iterate it, improve it. This is an example. Like if you have a sales pipeline, like I showed you, you have skills, then okay, these skills is every Friday. We're checking up all the CRM status as a salesperson, like where we're at, who we didn't send email, who we didn't engage with, we should have, or like what are the things that went well, everything. You can just put them all together inside the skills and then you can get the report. This is how you can save significant amount of time in your business or in your career. The next one is live dashboard. Let me tell you what is live artifact quickly and then show you the real demo with everything all together. And if you want to see all the different use cases for your business, I actually had another dedicated video for live dashboard. So check it out. What it is basically HTML file core, Claude Core can build in your playground folder. Why this is important? Because previously, if you want to see the dashboard, there are two ways. You're using Next.js or something if you're pretty technical, and then you can build components and everything to see the live data from your database or other places. Now, with this HTML file, you can quickly spin up all the dashboard for different purposes without spending many resources. And you can open it up in the browser. You can see the charts, table, KPIs, everything. Let's say you want to have a custom dashboard for your Stripe in your business, you can set that up quickly. Same thing. Here are some use cases on the right side. And actually, I did it for clients, sales operations. They want to see pipeline by stage. Marketing teams, they want to see like this. This is our AI CMO. They want to see all the calendar about their social, their SEO, and they want to see the reports. And they want to check out the main things about the new opportunities for their marketing efforts. Agency operations, if they are running some big agencies, they want to have some deliverables and project managements, etc. This is the power of the live dashboard. And to give you an idea how you can do it, it's very simple. And this is going to be working schedule tasks all together to make it even powerful. First thing is go to live artifacts and create a new artifact, create it with Claude. And then you can say, I want to see live dashboard or my content pipeline using Blotato. Then within a minute, you can see your own custom dashboard. In here, it's very simple because sometimes I just want to drop images and videos here and write caption and I want to post immediately. That is the number one task for me. The second one is I want to see the scheduled task if I ever scheduled in queue. We can see all the history and clear all. And this one you can test out. And if you don't like it, it's very simple. If you want to change, let's say, history, you don't want to see the history, then you can just add it here, add it like I did. This simple. You don't have to understand any of like coding parts. You just need to clearly know what needs to happen. And I ask, I don't need a history part anymore. Remove that part from our artifact. Within minutes, now in our Blotato Studio, we don't have any of that. And let's say if you want to change the color, like this, we can change the color. And if you have a different data sources, you can add them and then make them query for your data and everything. And all the live artifacts will be saved. And I have a swag file that I am saving some inspirations from different creators. And some of them we can generate a follow reports like for our sales so that we can make more sales without losing them. And dress side dashboard, this is our custom dashboard for my product that people can create their own version of dashboard using Claude CoWork. So this is amazing because previously without this Claude CoWork, many of the non-technical team or founders, they have to pay for building this simple dashboard. You can build it like within minutes if they understand Claude CoWork a little bit. If you want to see more use cases in how to build it one by one, you can check that out in the previous video. And the next one is AI employee. This can sound controversial because a lot of people say Claude CoWork is not AI employee. But I want to counter argue that what is the definition of AI employee? It can be AI employee if it is working as scheduled timing with the memory, with the right connector, with the skills, so they can conduct what we instruct without me much being involved. With that sense, OpenClaw is the same thing. They have a Herpets scheduled. They have their own instructions. They have soul and everything runs for you before you wake up. Same thing. Hermes, the same. I just want to point out again, every tools out there are the same. The important thing is you have to focus on what matters to you, your business, to save money and time. It's not about like you're going to win in your business if you know everything. I personally, I love OpenClaw, I love Hermes, but I'm just not using it because Claude Core, Claude Code, and all of our backend agents our team has built is just enough. So with that said, we can build some of the different things if we want, but I want to introduce scheduled ones. So now, like we have a live artifact, but let's say if we don't have any data to feed in, this dashboard is going to be empty, right? That is when we can set up some scheduled task. In this scheduled task, you can create a new task and set up manually, and you can name it, you can give description, and you can ask all the instructions here. And I briefly showed you that you can set up using slash commands. You can use these skills and chain skills altogether to have some scheduled work. So, what do you want to see when you wake up in the morning? That's the great questions you can throw in this case. For me, I don't want to look at pipeline every morning. So, when I wake up in the morning, I want to see what are the prospects I have to reach out again, re engage again, and set up meetings, all of them. So, for me, that's the number one thing I hate to do. I try to set our AI employee to do it for me. We can set up like follow up, email follow up, create all the drafts for people I have to re engage. And schedule tasks can wrap one process very well. Check out all the documentation, give me the summary. Check out all the emails, give me the summary. Check out all the new deals and give me the summary. And I mainly use it schedules to gather the informations together. So in this swipe file, what I'm asking is this one in the skills, we are actually checking our Obsidians or Notion to see all the files I saved from different creators. And many times I am waiting for them to give me their resources or their links or something so that I can check out in depth. And many times it's so hard to re-engage with them or recheck all of them. So I create this skill, and this skill is checking out for me and give me all the reports. So this simple. I have no other instructions, but it works very well every morning. I wake up and I see the summary of it, and either I take actions or I just skip it if I don't like to. And inbox classification, same. So now we have our own sales SDR, and now we can ask checking out our inboxes in LinkedIn and only read one and classify the intention. If someone asks us some business inquiry, is a great opportunity. If they're just asking us some resources or just sending hi, I most likely ignore. Handling all of them, going through 100 DM every day is going to drive me crazy. So I built this one, and in this inbox classifications, we are checking all the inboxes in LinkedIn. Same thing, we set up my weekly report, and we have all of our agents here, our CMO agents. And every week we check, okay, check out all the performance for social, check out all the performance SEO and audits. and then save them into our dedicated places for the report so that we can run better campaign for our marketing next week. And let's say we have this one and we get the data. Once we get the data, then we can go back to live artifact again. And in this live artifact, you can generate, okay, we have all of those reports. Based on that reports, visualize for us, or even create a button so that we can trigger some actions inside the dashboard. That is how you can set up all of them all together. Okay. To set up live dashboard, you need some live data. You need some aggregation layer. And to set that up, you can use schedule task. To set those schedules where you can use MCP, you can use skills. And to do everything in a safe manner and efficiently, you need guardrail, you need claude.md, you need memory.md, some specific folders so that Claude CoWork will not wipe out some of the information you didn't want. And here's other use cases you can automate. Monday operation report, set up the KPI, whether it's Notion or Monday.com or something, you can check those out with your team. Weekly content performance or competitor research, client update if you are running some service-based businesses, new leader alerts, checking out your CRM, checking out due, and send them out an email or LinkedIn DM or anything. And then end of day shutdown. I love honestly this one. Summarize what changes in your notes, projects, and then writing the briefing, writing a brief for you so that you can start clean tomorrow. All of them are great use cases, and we're not going to cover all of them in this video, but I gave you all the knowledge and skills you can use today to build that up. And this is the honest truth. This is my own experience. The tokens, if you're using Opus 4.7 and MCPs, they can drain tokens very fast. So just be aware of that and try to use Sonnet by default or Opus only for hard reasoning, or even sometimes use Haiku. I love Haiku. Haiku is smart too, and use memory. And if you're using desktop, of course, schedule task will be only triggered when it stays open. To do that, you have some of these general and you can set up keep computer awake. If you enable this one, you can see scheduled task will be run every time. And the browser, I don't know. Honestly, if I have to use a browser, I would even use a file crawl or still the app for a quick screenshot, quick scan through. It was fine. That's it for our entire video. Thanks for watching. I want you to let you know we have our Skool community. You can join free and then you can learn many classes like this. We always touch the fundamentals. We can give you all the templates like in resources, but also we are teaching you how you can become AI native person so that you can run AI native company and stay lean without getting afraid of the speed of AI. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our Skool community, and see you in the next video.